Yeah, welcome back to C programming for beginners. Yeah, today last class we discussed about dynamic memory allocation and the memory layout of the C programming. Did you go through the video, Uma? You are not there. Okay, looks like there is some noise from her side. So you are able to understand, right, Masood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will introduce one more concept called as recursion in today's session. Okay, and we will also discuss about C strings and string handling function in C. Okay, and in next session we will discuss data structures. I mean basics of data structures. Okay. Yeah. Have you come across the word recursion by any chance in your daily work or daily syllabus or any subject? Yeah, let me open Dev C++. Let me show you one code. Okay. Which one shall I take? Calculator. I will take calculator as an example. Okay. This is not the right one. Limits, ranges, struct.cpp. Let's take struct. Yeah, let us take struct.cpp as an example because I was looking for a function, looking for a code where I use the function call. Okay. Okay. And you all know what happens when a function get called, right? I'm calling a function called print student here and passing a parameter called Masood, and that parameter will get printed in this function. Okay. So what happens is when this function gets called, there is a call. The corresponding assembly code is call and the address. But before this, it saves the current executing address. Okay, because it has to continue, right? It has to save where it is executing now, and then it has to jump to new address where this function is located. Okay, so this function will gets executed, and if there is a return or yeah, when it gets executed completely, and it will come back to the next line. I mean the last line here. Okay, line number 31. It means it is trying to save the current address and retrieving the next address. Okay, this is how functions will get called. For example, consider there is a scenario. You know how to get the factorial of a number. You know what is the factorial of a number? If you say 5 factorial means 5 star, 4 star, 3 star, 2 star, 1. This is called factorial of a number, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me write a code in different way for a factorial of a number. Okay, let me copy this. Let me name this as factorial. Let this piece of C file. Okay. So let me add a comment here. Factorial. So I don't need this structure anymore. I'll delete this and I'll convert this function into factorial. Okay, let this function returns factorial of a number. Okay, let this be return type is integer because it returns an integer value, and let this be factorial. Okay, and what we have to pass here to this function? Can I guess? Integer, right? So if you provide a number, it returns the factorial of a number. Okay. So what I'll do, int I is equal to 5 I will do. Then by using for loop, let this be, yeah, I don't need this variable also. Int I is equal to num, then I less than I greater than 0 or 1. I'll mark it as I plus plus. I is equal to num is equal to num star I. So I have incremented here, so you'll go for an infinite loop. So if I'm checking for greater than 1, I should decrement it here. Okay. So num is equal to num star I and return. I'm just explaining how to write a function for a factorial of a number. Return num. So what happens is, for example, let us call this function, okay? Enter the number. Let this be address of num. So what I'll do, call this function. Int fact is equal to factorial of num printf percentage d factorial is equal to percentage d slash fact. You're able to understand the code, right? Any issues?
Yes,
First,
sir.
I'm calling the factorial function by passing the number. First, it will go here. I will initialize with num, and then it goes here. So if I pass 5 here, it is it's wrong actually. Let me take. Let me make it simple, okay? I less than or equal to num. Yeah, this is the correct code. Okay. Initially, I will be 1, and if you pass 5, 5 is the number. If you pass 5 here, 5 is the number. So 5 star I, 5 star 1 is 5. Okay. Then in the second time, it comes here, it increments. So it is 5 star 2, 5 star 3, 5 star 4. Like that, it multiplies until it becomes equal to num. That is 5. So it multiplies until 5 and returns the result. This way we can calculate the factorial of a number. You're understanding, right? This one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is one way of calculating the factorial of a number. Okay. I will tell you one more way. I will comment this part. if num return factorial of num star num. Let this be. Let me stop the recording. Yeah. If you see this function here, there is a function called multiply numbers. Okay. This multiply numbers is getting called with number as a parameter there and getting the number, and that function is getting called. If you come to this function, if that number is greater than or equal to 1, it calls the multiply function again. N into n, that number into multiplied by again that function. Yeah, again it comes to here. So here, see, consider you are giving 5 as the input. Okay, 5 as the input to this function. So what is the value? 5 is greater than or equal to 1, right? So it comes here. So it calculates 5 star multiply of 5 minus 1, right? Again, it is 4, right? Again, the same function gets called. Again, this time it is 4, okay? So now it is 4 star multiply of 4 minus 1, which is 3. So again, 3 star. You are coming to know how it gets executed, right? So it completes until the value is greater than or equal to 1. Otherwise, finally it returns 1. Okay. So finally it is 3 star multiply of 3 minus 1, then 2 star multiply of 2 minus 1, which is 1. Then again it comes 1 star multiply of 0. Okay. So now at last, if this condition fails, see now the number is 0, this condition fails, and it comes to this part and returns 1 here. And it returns 1 here. So what happens is 5 star, 4 star, 3 star, 2 star, 1. So it calculates the factorial of a number by calling the function itself with the exit condition.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, how this 5 is getting decremented, sir, to like 5, 4, 3, 2?
Yeah. First time what happens is, first n is 5. Okay. Let us think we are giving 5 as the input here for multiply numbers.
Okay.
5. Okay.
Okay.
5 is greater than or equal to 1. So it comes
Yes.
here. It return 5 star multiply of 5 minus 1, which is 4. Okay,
So
again it
for
calls this
the next
function.
process, this 4 value will be taken.
Yeah, 4 minus 1. Then 3 star 3 minus 1. So until the number is greater than or equal to 1. When the number is less than 1, it comes to this part and returns 1. So it gets multiplied completely and calculates the factorial of a number.
Okay.
Do you see any advantages and disadvantages here? So one of the disadvantages is Yeah. One DC, in my last section, I explained one thing, right? Instruct.cpp. See, when you call the function print student, it saves the current address and the local variables into the stack, and it jumps to the new address. Okay, what is happening here is every time the same function is getting called again and again. So every time it has to save the current address onto the stack and local variables on the stack, and again it gets called because it is calling itself multiple times until the end, right? Are you understanding this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What happens is, consider I gave a number 1 lakh. Okay, what happens is, so it 99,999 times this function will get called, and it tries to store the address in the stack multiple times. So stack has a limitation of actually 8 KB. So it exceeds the 8 KB, and there is a issue called stack overflow occurs. The program crashes with stack overflow. So recursion leads to the stack overflow. Okay, let us compile this program and see the result and also see the stack overflow. Okay. Yeah, there is an issue. Compilation error. F11. What is the factorial of 4? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. 4 3 is 12. 12 is 24, right? Let us give 4 as the input. Okay. So 24 is the factorial of that number, and program returned with 0 value. It means it is success. So let us compile this code again. And let us run this code again. Okay. This time I will give large number. I will give 32,768. Some large number I'll give. It is trying to call itself these many times. You can see the return value, right? I hope this is a stack
Yes.
overflow, and it is not able to calculate the factorial of this number, and it returned an error.